child support greed. So I'm just going to warn you up front that this video is not for the weak, weary, or faint-hearted, but it's necessary for you to see the hardcore truth. So with that being said, we're going to pull up this article. It's about a man named Michael Wolf. It says, Michael Wolf sentenced to life in prison for the 2019 murders of his 3-year-old son and the child's mother. All right, so let's check out the video they have here.
Inside Nyla and Kirk Bale's McMinnville home, there are signs of Carissa Fretwell and her son, Billy, everywhere.
She loved that little guy more than anything.
Pictures and videos remind them of a happier time.
When we had the little guy, we had him quite a bit. And I would just say he ran the house.
Yes, you were. Where'd you get the hat?
He's such a funny boy. I mean, I can say I got 25 years with her. I got 3 years with the little guy. That I wouldn't have had it all if they weren't here. You know, those are things I get to keep, memories I get to keep. It's the future ones that I don't get to keep.
Carissa and Billy were last seen on May 13th, 2019. Not long after they were reported missing, the boy's father, Michael Wolf, was arrested and charged with their murders. Carissa had just taken him to court to prove he was Billy's father, and he was ordered to pay child support.
Even without bodies, they felt they had enough evidence to convict him. I think it's still, until they found him, it was a really just a really numb feeling.
Then, in June 2019, investigators located their bodies in a heavily wooded area. Carissa had been shot in the head. Billy's death was also ruled a homicide.
We're here this morning for sentencing.
3 years later, after pleading guilty to aggravated murder, Wolf was given a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 30 years.
He decided his money was more important than the life of my daughter Carissa and my grandson William.
Nyla and Kirk, along with Carissa's sister Katrina, spoke in court before the sentence was handed down by the judge.
I hope you are reminded daily of why you are in there, and every time you close your eyes, you see their faces, and it haunts you the way your selfish decisions haunt us.
Wednesday afternoon, the couple reflected on the sentencing.
Closes a chapter, and we're able to move forward, and it's been a long 3 years.
He ruined our daughter and grandson's life, and I refuse to let him ruin mine.
In Yamhill County, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Okay, so we scroll down a bit in this article. It's somewhat lengthy, but here's the point. Wolf was arrested in late May 2019, right? And it says 2 months previously, Wolf had been ordered to pay roughly $900 a month in child support after Carissa took him to court to prove he was the father. So we're going to stop right there. They're showing how this man is a monster, right, for killing, let's scroll up, for killing this woman and her son, which is the mother of his son, right? They had an affair. So first of all, here's where it gets rough. An affair is an affair. He wasn't guilty of the affair alone. She was also guilty, all right? Because she committed the same act. But why do I sound so harsh when this story is about a murder? Just give me one moment. So now here we are at Find Law, all right? findlaw.com. Let's read about fathers' rights and abortion. And you're going to find out why I sound kind of harsh when I'm reading about them demonizing this man who killed a woman and his son. Now check this out, her and his son. While discussions about abortion often focus on the rights of a mother or unborn child, there have been efforts to elevate fathers' rights in abortion decisions. Yeah, right. That's a damn lie. They don't elevate a damn thing when it comes to fathers' rights. But let's keep going. Through notice requirements or opt-outs, all right? After all, expectant fathers might oppose a pregnant mother's decision to terminate a pregnancy. That is a fact. There are plenty of men who did not want the mother to kill the child, right? But let's keep going. Or conversely, may not wish to assume the responsibilities of fatherhood, like this man we just read about and watched the video about. He didn't want to assume the responsibilities of fatherhood, but since he's a man, he is forced to. Well, let's see how they treat women. And oppose the carrying of a pregnancy to term. While courts have largely treated fathers' rights in abortion decisions as secondary, in other words, like a second-class citizen, let's say it like it is, to those of the mother, other means exist for fathers to influence the decision, namely through private agreements. Private agreement still means she has to agree. So it's still no power that you have, because she don't give a damn whether you agree or not. She do whatever the hell she wants. Father's rights and abortion consent. Check this out. If a man's pregnant partner seeks to have an abortion, the father's consent isn't legally required. You see that? That means is not. So they don't give a damn how you feel. Dads, fathers, they don't give a damn how you feel if you want to keep your son or your daughter. If she says she wants to kill the child because she's a freshman in college and she want to make sure she can pursue her career first, or she might be trying to open up her hair salon business, you understand? Or she might still want to keep going to the club for 3 or 4 more years before she settles down, right? Or she might want to keep being a hoe for the next 4 or 5 years before she's ready to settle down. But it doesn't matter whether you're a freshman in college or a college graduate. It doesn't matter whether you want to start a business or whether you're a truck driver, whether you're in the military. They can have or not have the child and fuck your life and career up. So I got a problem with painting this man here as some kind of devil when they cover up what I'm about to read. We're going to get to it. Let's get on down. Let's get on down. Let's see. One moment. All right, so my apologies. That article only had the information that I was just reading. I had to open this other article. So this is what I was trying to get to next. Fact check, right? So somebody wanted to fact check what we're about to read. So let's see what the fact checkers find out after they check to see whether 50 million abortions claim checks out. And it does. That means it's real. 50 million abortions claim checks out. So before we read, this article is dated March 17th, 2015. So they've had 7 full years, really 7.5 years, to abort millions of more babies, all right? So it's probably like 57 million by now. With that being said, the reason we read the other article first is because the father's consent is not legally required. So that means all 50 million plus of these abortions are legally the fault and or responsibility of women. I don't want to hear shit about it being the man's fault. If his legal consent is not required, that means it's all your fault, women, for every single one of these abortions, because he cannot legally force you to go to the doctor and get a damn abortion. So shut the hell up. You murdered, and I'm calling it murder because when a man kills the child, he gets a life sentence. But when you kill the child, you say it's pro-choice. So we're not going to have a double standard. If it's murder when he kills the child, it's murder when you kill it, damn it. But you say, oh, this was a 3-year-old boy, a 2-year-old boy, whatever, walking around on the ground. Okay, what if I show you a story where a man gave his pregnant wife something to drink or gave her something to ingest, which he knew would cause her to have a miscarriage and terminate her pregnancy? You all call that the abortion pill when women do it, but do you know what they called it when the man did it? Yes, they called it murder. And they locked his ass up for murder when he gave his girlfriend, fiance, whoever she was, something to cause her to have a miscarriage. So, when a man does the exact same thing as you women, they call him a demon, devil, lock him up for murder. But when you whores have 50 million plus abortions, they call you pro-choice. She's free. She has choice over her body. She wants to pursue her career. I don't give a damn about you or your career. Shut the hell up. Until you take responsibility for killing enough people to fill up Canada. I don't even think the country called Canada, just north of the United States, has this many people in it right now. I really think they don't. Let's continue. Let's go on down to the point. Before his dramatic reading and political interpretation of the children's book, Hartsfield R. Cheriton offered one clear, verifiable fact. All right? It's on the House floor, House of Representatives. He said 50 million abortions have been performed in the United States since 1973, and all of them was only required the consent of the woman or women who did it. When the U.S. Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision made the procedure legal. And so that's why they just overturned that shit. We rate this statement true. So, I don't want to hear shit about a man not wanting to pay $904 a month, because that's what it exactly was. And you calling him a demon or evil, right? Everybody's saying, oh, he's so evil for killing her and one fucking child. But yet you same whores, because you want to go to the club and fuck around and get pregnant as much as you want, or you want to live your life and put your career first, you can kill millions of babies until your funky ass decides you want to be a mother. Get the fuck out of here with your hypocritical ass. 50 million is way worse than what any man has done. So get the fuck out of here. I don't have any sympathy. Since Roe v. Wade has been overturned, too damn bad, ho. You get pregnant, you're going to have to keep the child just like the man is forced to pay child support. So you better close your damn legs until you're ready to get pregnant, or take one of the 10 or 15 forms of birth control that you have that men do not. Or take your ass to California or another one of those faraway states that will still let you have a legal abortion. Because it's still legal in several states. But you so lazy, you don't even want to get your ass up and go to another state to kill the child you don't want. But when it's convenient, when you can get pregnant by an NBA player or an NFL player or a lawyer or a doctor who you can force to pay $2,000 a month for child support, now you're ready to keep the child full term and you're ready to be a mother all of a sudden. Just because it's a fucking meal ticket. So you goddamn right. I don't want to hear shit about men not taking responsibility until you whores take responsibility for your actions. And with that, I say, men, if you need help dealing with this fucking child support system, you go to childsupportgreed.com, or you send me an email at no more bullshit, in other words, no more BS, to be exact, at childsupportgreed.com, so that we can work towards your freedom from this fucking financial slavery that rewards women for being whores and sluts and bitches and treats fathers like criminals worse than fucking murderers. Because at least a murderer or a rapist gets due process. You're innocent until proven guilty when you're a fucking murderer. But if you're an innocent father who got tricked by a no good bitch into getting her pregnant, you understand, who seduced you, because that shit happens, it's all your fault in their book. Get the fuck out of here.